Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Creations by Suyin. This is my 5th card in my 10 card series, and we're going to be making a birthday card for a little boy today. And I want to apologize to you guys for not posting a video yesterday. I had a very bad day. I had started weaning the puppies from Bella, and the weaning was going great. On Wednesday, I took them to the vet. They got their first shots. And then the puppies are 6 weeks. So the vet told me that it was time to completely take Bella away from the puppies, that they need to be on their own for the next 2 weeks until they go to their new homes. So I did that, and on Thursday, one of my puppies started having really bad seizures. And it was Thursday night. It was having bad seizures, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So yesterday morning, I ran to the vet with her, and turns out that her sugar levels dropped. So thank God she's okay. You may hear her like crying or snoring in the background. It's just that I have her separated from the rest of the puppies, and I just had a really bad day yesterday. It was very emotional. I never, I don't like to see my puppy suffering, and I was crying. I was a mess. But thankfully, it was just her sugar. She's on a medication now every 12 hours that helps her maintain her sugar levels. It's just that when they're small breed dogs, they can have sugar issues. So thankfully, it was just that, and it was something that we were able to take care of. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started on our card today. And today we're going to be using 3 cartridges. And I know it seems like a lot, but when you're doing it on Cricut Craft Room, it's really easy to be able to switch back and forth from cartridge to cartridge. So we're going to be using the Simply Charmed cartridge, the Create a Critter cartridge, okay, and the Baby Steps cartridge to create this card today. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you the images we're going to be using. From the Create a Critter cartridge, we're going to be using the train and the lion. So, you guys see that? The train and the lion. From the Simply Charmed cartridge, we're just going to be using the balloons, but only the base, because I'm using Peachy Keen faces. So, just the face. And then from the Baby Steps, the only thing I'm using is the number 3 and the shadow number 3. Alright, guys. And I'm going to be using this new stack of paper that I bought at Michael's the other day that I forgot to show you guys. And it's from Die Cuts with a View, all about boys. It's so cute. This paper stack is adorable. It has, look at how cute that is, even for a Father's Day card. Look at that. It has blue camouflage. It has sports, stars, stripes, polka dots, cars, more polka dots, gingham. Look at that one, how cute it is. Ooh. And then we have the alphabet here. It's really cute. It's a really cute paper stack. So this is a paper stack that we're going to be using today. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to be making a 5.5 by 5.5 card. You guys know how I love my 5.5s by 5.5 cards. They're my favorite. So let's go ahead and I'm going to score my card. So the way to get a 5.5 by 5.5 card is you take a 8.5 by 11 cardstock and you cut it at 5.5. Okay? And you're going to get 5.5 by 11. So then what you're going to do is you're going to score it at 5.5. Alright. That's Bella barking in the background. Alright, so we end up with a 5.5 by 5.5 card base. Okay. And I am going to have my card open landscape style. Because my 5.5s by 5.5s, I always do the portrait. So I figured, let me try something different. Let me score this again. Just give it a tighter squeeze there. Perfect. So from my paper stack, I'm using this plaid paper. So let me go ahead and adhere this down. Bella! Go ahead. I'm going to be using the ATG. Okay. I'm going to put this part down. Alright, so let me center this. You guys give me a second. As soon as I adhere this down, I'm going to go check on Bella. It's not like her to bark like that. And she's with the other puppies, so let me go see what's going on with her. Oh. Alright, so I adhere my plaid down like this. Alright, guys. Oh, well, Bella, quiet down. So here is part of my train, and what I did was I took the little lion and I kind of like weaved him through the window. You know what, guys? Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Dad, why are you barking? I'll be right there, guys. This is like a madhouse today. I have my 2 dogs, my mom's dog, the puppy, and then all the other puppies in the... Alright, sorry about that. I wish I knew how to edit videos so that I can take that out. Alright, so like I was saying, I took the little lion and I weaved him through the window. I tape to secure him back there. I weaved him through the window of the little train, and then I added little googly eyes, which I think he looks a little freaky, but okay. And then I used a Inkadinky-Doo stamp set, and I'll share that with you now, for the happy birthday. And I don't know if you guys can see, I accidentally added some Glue Glider Pro. And that's why you should always add your adhesive to the layer and not the base, so that this doesn't happen to you. So hopefully it won't be too noticeable on the card. And then I just added some little bling for the middle of the train track, not train track, the little train wheels. Alright, so before I adhere him down, I'm gonna, you know what, let me start with these little balloons that I cut out of the Simply Charmed. So what I did was I cut these balloons out at 2 inches. Well, was it 2 inches? Yes, 2 inches. And I used just the base because I added Peachy Keen faces. And the Peachy Keen faces that I added are, of course, the new package that I got, which are the Cute and Cuddly face assortments. And I used the 5/8 of an inch. Okay. So I went ahead and I stamped my little balloons. And with the white gel pen, I colored in their eyes. So I want to put these down first because I want to adhere this so that when I put the little train on, my twine is behind the little train truck here. So we did orange, blue, red, and yellow. So let me see something here because this one and this one. Okay, so these two are going to go in the middle, and then these on the edges. So I put them on foam square, so that I could pop them up. Alright, so I kind of want to put the 2 from the edge first. Okay, and then kind of like maneuver my way, like maybe a little higher, and then this one maybe a little lower. Okay. See? And maybe above the other two. Alright, so that's how that is looking, and basically I'm just going to tie these. I'm going to leave it a little bit loose, and I'm going to tie these, or glue these, I should say, behind the little train here. So let's make sure that it's, oh my god, that looks really cute. Okay. So let me add some quick dry adhesive just to keep them in place while I add my little truck. Okay. No, I'm not in the frame here too much. Let me scoot this over. Alright. I can't wait to figure out a way to record over myself so that you guys can have a better view. Alright, so what I decided to do is I'm going to just adhere this directly onto the card and not pop it up, because I have the little trolley that goes behind the train. So before I do this, let me go ahead and there we go. Alright, so let me just remember not to add any adhesive to the back of this so that I can slip that other one through. Okay. So yes, you guys, yesterday was a very stressful day for me, but thankfully it was nothing serious. Everything is back to normal, and the puppy is in perfect health now that she's gotten her sugar, and we're definitely going to watch that for her and make sure she's on her sugar medicine until she's a little bit older. So I did miss you guys yesterday. I don't like skipping days when I'm in the middle of a series. But I couldn't. I was exhausted from Thursday night. I didn't sleep. I was exhausted. I was worried about her all day. She was at the vet's office all day. So, alright. So I'll be able to scoot that over. So, by the time I got home with her yesterday, it was like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I hadn't slept the night before. So, like around 7:30, I took a nap. And I said, oh, when I get up, I'll make a card. But I was just tired. I just watched some TV, and I was with my sister and my brother-in-law for a while. Okay. So, there we go. I've now adhered the little trolley part of the train. And what I did was, with the number 3 that I cut out from Baby Steps, is I added the layer so that it'll stand out from the back of our background. So this is what we have. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to pop up the number 3. Okay. I'm going to pop him up. You guys, I had an issue the other day with my card number 4, the video, when I was uploading it. I don't know why it uploaded twice. I had never seen that. I'm going to cut this in half. I had never seen that. So I apologize for having 2 of those there. But I don't want to delete one of them because I have comments already. Because I didn't notice till the next day because I left it loading. And I went to bed on, well, I tried to go to bed on Thursday night when the puppy was having seizures. So, alright. Okay. Alright, so now that I've added the pop dots, I'm going to go ahead and pop that up. So basically, the little boy is turning 3. And this card in reality is not for anybody in specific. I'm just making it for my series. But I just wanted to add a number on there. I could have added, you know, like the lion, for example, there. But I figured somebody needed to be driving the train. So I popped his head out through I don't know if you guys can hear the puppy. She's a little bit like, she's snoring, but the vet says it's normal because from having the seizures, she's exhausted. But she ate today and she had a little more energy than yesterday. She looks amazing. All right. So, we are finished with the outside of our card. And this is what our card looks like. And I think the colors are fun, and I think this is really cute for a little kid. Like, I think they would enjoy it. And of course, you can put any number here that you would like. And any animal or any little character. But I just thought the little train was cute. And then I needed something to cover the top, and I didn't want to put clouds, because I do that on all my cards. So I figured, oh, let me just add birthday balloons. Because no birthday is complete without balloons. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and decorate the inside together. I'm going to be using the polka dot paper that I used on the number 3 for the inside. So what I did is I left that so that we can cut it together. And we're going to cut it, because I don't want it to be exactly completely to the edge like our front of the card. So the front of the card, I did it at 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at, since our card is 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, I'm going to cut our inside layer 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. Okay. So this is 4 1/2. By 4 1/2. Okay, and then I'm going to add a 3, let's see, how much is this? This is, yes, I'm going to do a 3 by 3. Where's my, here it is. I just had it in my hand. So I'm going to add a 3 by 3 to go on top of this. Wow, 3 by 3 is a little small. So that was 4 1/2. So let's do a 4 by 4. 4 by 4. That's a lot better. Okay. So let me just put this aside here. And I wonder if I could do a little strip. So that was 4 by 4. Let me see. So let me cut this down to 4. Let me do a 4 by... Let's do a 4 by 1 and see how that looks. And then I'm going to add this there or a little bit. Perfect. Actually, I like the way that looks. Okay, so let's adhere all this down, guys. So remember, 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, 4 1/2 by 4 1/2, 4 by 4, and then 4 by 1. Okay. I am so excited with this series, you guys. I really am having lots of fun with this. I have such cute ideas. I have a notebook where I've written down everything that I plan to create for you guys next week. I might make some other videos either today or tomorrow on something else that I'm working on, just to share it with you guys. I should have stamped this before I adhered it, but you know what? It's okay. I'll figure it out. Alright. And one more to adhere. And we'll be done. So that I can stamp, and I can show you guys the stamp set that I used for the outside and the one I'm going to be using for the inside. Alright guys, so this is the inside of my card. Okay. And I'm going to be stamping. Let me show you guys. Alright, so I've already told you that I use the Cute and Cuddly Face assortment for the balloons. For the outside sentiment, which is the happy birthday sentiment on the train, I used happy birthday. Make sure that it's focused for you. I used happy birthday. Okay, and that came from the Inka Dinky Doo stamps. And it's called the All Occasions, and it's stamp number 97627. And I used right here, the happy birthday. Okay, and now for the inside sentiment, I wanted something little. So I'm going to be using the Itty Bitty Licious from My Pink Stamper stamp line, and we're going to be using Birthday Fun. So let me go ahead and get my mouse pad out. I'm going to be using Memento Tuxedo Black, which is like my favorite go-to ink pad. I don't know why I'm scared to use colors for my inks. I've done it before, but I like the black, the crispiness of it. So we're just going to stamp this on the bottom here. And it's just going to say Birthday Fun. Okay, add even pressure. And my B's a little blotchy, but it'll just have to do. Okay, so Birthday Fun, and then, you know, you can write your little sentiment in there. Alright guys, so this is my card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked the tutorial. And I hope you guys like, you know, the color choices. I haven't done any. I'm more of a pastel kind of girl. I'm not too used to using the darker colors, so I hope everything goes well together. And just goes to show, if with a little imagination you can use your cuts in your cartridges and make different creations. And like I said, Provo Craft has so many cuts on one cartridge that you could probably spend 2 months making a card every day and not use the same idea twice. Alright guys, so here you go. This is my card once again. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday with your families, and stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.